Hi, come on in. So today we're going to look at foods from Texas and foods from Quebec. And I have my friends Tara and Ray. They have a channel called the Foodie Two. They live in Texas and they do food reviews. I live in Quebec and I also do food reviews. So let's have fun today. So Quebec is a province in Canada and it's physically, geographically bigger than Texas. Texas is a state in the southern United States. It has 3.5 times the population of Quebec, almost 30 million people. But one thing that we do have in common is that we both, at least in the larger cities, have immigrant populations from all over the world, and this has influenced the food landscape. So those are some of the similarities and the differences. Let's now look at what do they eat in Texas? 1,200 miles away. Tara and Ray, their channel is called the Foodie Two. Check it out. The link is in the video description. Take it away, Tara.
Breakfast tacos are definitely a staple of Texas. You can get them almost anywhere.
Well, as long as you're in Texas. I've never heard of these things before, so I'm really excited. I know all about regular tacos because, who hasn't been to Taco Bell? But, yeah, these...
I'm not sure that's real tacos.
Apparently, it's America's #1 favorite Mexican restaurant, which I don't understand because I don't feel like it's actually Mexican.
So we got these from Taco Deli. They have menu item tacos, and then you can build your own as well. So we went ahead and built our own. We did an egg, spinach, tomato, and queso fresco. We did a bacon, egg, and cheese. And then we did an egg, queso, and mashed potato.
They must know I'm Irish. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to try that one. The other ones, you kind of expect what they're going to taste like, but mashed potatoes go great with everything. You pizza, clearly tacos, potentially. Don't know yet.
So let's start with the veggie one.
Okay. Veggie and egg.
Well, yeah.
It tastes like an omelet in a tortilla.
Yeah, it's good. It's very light and refreshing. The egg's a little overpowering. Can't really taste the cheese. I like to be able to taste my cheese. But it's good. All right, so next is the bacon, egg, and cheese. Classic breakfast right there.
Absolutely. I'm not going to put salsa on this one. Smells like bacon.
Tastes like bacon.
And eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one. And I actually even could taste cheese on that one.
It's funny, I was going to say the same thing. There could be a little bit more cheese, but the fact that you can actually taste the cheese is a huge improvement over the other one.
Well, and to be fair, also, they are different cheeses. So maybe that makes a difference. Those are both good. All right, very curious about this.
I am too. It looks super messy.
Yeah. Potatoes are literally oozing out.
It looks like grits.
It definitely tastes a lot of potato, a little bit of egg.
I like that. This one's definitely my favorite out of all of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so overall, I would probably give breakfast tacos a 4 to 4.5.
Yeah. I could definitely do these every morning for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so breakfast tacos are good. What rating would you give them?
4.5.
And there's a lot of variety, so...
Yeah.
Team breakfast tacos. So kolaches are very popular in Texas, and honestly, I'd never heard of them until we moved here.
Yeah, it's actually a fun fact. I didn't even know how to pronounce them. I saw signs up for them. I didn't know what they were. And yeah, now I know how to pronounce them. But before I thought they were like kolaches or something. It sounds French, or it looks French, except for the K.
We have a fruit one, which kind of looks like a Danish, but I think the difference is the dough. It's not such a sweet dough as a Danish would be, but it's a strawberry cream cheese. And then we have a potato, egg, and cheese, and a bacon, egg, and cheese. And these things are really heavy.
That is super heavy.
It's basically a roll, like a dinner roll, and then it's filled with whatever options you choose. And there are many, many options. We got these at Lone Star Kolaches. Everywhere has kolaches. And I've seen a lot that actually have, they almost look like a hot dog. It's like a bun almost with a whole sausage link in it. So different variations. That's egg, bacon, and cheese. This is the potato, egg, and cheese.
They're good. I like this.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a savory breakfast option as opposed to a sweet. I don't think you have to necessarily eat it for breakfast either. They had some lunch options like a pizza one and a barbecue one. So they're very versatile. Yeah, I like both of those. They're both very good. It is a very strong roll flavor bread. I don't know. I think the balance could be a little bit better. A little less of the dough and more of the filling.
It's pretty much like a really heavy dinner roll, actually. So, yeah, I agree. Fruit and cheese. This thing looks like a Danish.
It's going to be interesting, though, because it's not going to be the sweet dough that you normally have with a Danish. There's no icing. It's literally just the strawberry and the cream cheese filling. It's definitely good if you get the strawberry and the cream cheese together. And I wish that it was more mixed so that the whole time you're eating it, you get both. But it's really good.
You know at Denny's how they have like the peel off jams, or that's what it looks like. That's like the thickness and all of that. But this tastes way better than Denny's. Don't go to Denny's. Go to Texas.
I can see why Texans love kolaches. I would probably give the bacon, egg, and cheese a 4 and the potato one maybe a 3.5.
Yeah, I would agree. What about the fruit one?
The fruit and cheese one, it's really hard to compare those because they're so different, the sweet versus the savory. But I thought the strawberry cream cheese one was really good and possibly my favorite. So maybe a 4.5 on that one.
I pretty much agree with you across the board.
That's a first. So while this is not necessarily a food specific to Texas, apparently Texas thinks that it does this food better than most. And that food is queso, which is one of my favorite foods ever.
It's basically its own food group. In case you couldn't tell, we have a cheese problem.
We do. Admittance is the first step.
Yeah, but we're not going to do anything about it except for eat more cheese. So, you know, that's where those steps end.
So this queso we got from Torchy's Tacos. It's a green chili queso, so it's probably going to be a little spicy. And then it has cheese, obviously. Some cheese sprinkled on top. One of those green herbs. Maybe cilantro. Not really sure. And then it's interesting about this one because they actually put like a scoop of guacamole in the queso. So that's kind of different. All right. Lots of chips. And lots of queso for me.
And Ray.
Oh, yeah. Always making a mess.
Wait. I was saving that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's some good queso. It definitely has a kick to it.
I didn't get kicked by that one.
I got kicked. My mouth is already on fire.
But definitely got the guac. That was good. Maybe that canceled out the kick.
Yeah, I didn't eat any of the guac, so
You should try the guac. It's good.
I'll take your word for it. So I would probably give that a 4. It's a good queso. Maybe not my favorite queso I've ever had, but it's definitely good.
I'm going to give that a 4.5. That's very close to my favorite queso as well. I'm not really sure what my favorite queso is, though, I have to be honest with you. But as quesos go, this was pretty amazing. It's so good. It really is. I need more.
That was interesting. Now, 1,200 miles from southern USA to Quebec, Canada. What foods do we have in Quebec? Hi, I'm Deborah. We are looking at 3 Quebec foods today. These may be traditional Quebec foods, or they may be foods that the French settlers brought over from France, but they are foods that you will find in many, many, many restaurants and stores around Quebec. And we're going to start with French onion soup, or soup à l'oignon. Now, I did not make this soup. I bought it. This is supposed to be Passion Bistro brand. So let's see how it tastes. French onion soup does come from France, but it has been a part of Quebec cuisine since the French settlers came to Quebec over 400 years ago. And this is what it looks like if you've never seen it before. It is an onion soup, any kind of broth you want. And of course, there's no elegant way to eat French onion soup because you have the melted cheese, which very often is stringy. You have the bread, which is soft but clumpy, still clumpy. Wow. See, you can see can you see the pieces of bread in my spoon? I have to say, this Passion Bistro French onion soup is delicious. It's a success. French onion soup, thumbs up for the taste, thumbs down for the sodium. Now here we have Tortiere, and whether you're speaking French or English in Quebec, you just call it Tortiere. So what is Tortiere? Tortiere is a meat pie, as you can see. Meat pies have a very long tradition in European and UK cooking, and the French settlers and the English settlers both brought, and the Scottish and the Irish, they all brought their meat pie traditions to Quebec when they immigrated, and then Quebecers adapted those, changed them, and turned them into Tortiere. Traditional Tortiere will be made with ground meat, usually ground pork and ground beef, and there will be mashed potatoes in there as well, and lots of seasoning, and a pie crust that is not flaky, because it has to hold a lot of filling. Tortiere made out of ground meat. Actually, I love Tortiere. It has your classic Tortiere taste. Tortiere doesn't taste like any other meat pie in the entire world, and coming from a heritage of people who came from the UK and living in Quebec, I've tried a ton of meat pies. It doesn't taste like any of them. In my opinion, it tastes better. It has this unique Tortiere taste that just comes from the combination of spices, which are unusual for meat pies. There's no other meat pie in the world that has this combination of spices. It's delicious. So 1/8 of the pie, which is going to be a little bit less than what I put on the plate, is 320 calories. So there's a lot of calories in this. You know, this is a hearty meal. You don't eat this when you're on a diet. Thumbs up on taste, thumbs up on sodium. So if you ever come to Quebec, you have to try Tortiere. It's delicious. Now we're going to look at crepes. What are crepes? Well, they're just a super thin pancake that you make larger. You make it the size of a pan, and then you put fillings inside. You roll it up. You can put toppings on it if you want. You can have it as an appetizer, as a main meal, as a dessert. You can put anything in it that you want. You can even add chocolate or just plain sugar. Some people will take a crepe, add a little bit of powdered sugar, roll it up, a little bit of maple syrup, and you have a classic dessert. Crepes were not created in Quebec. They came from France. However, they are a really important part of Quebec cuisine. Everywhere you go in Quebec, you will find a restaurant or more than one that sells crepes. On top of that, we have restaurants that are called creperies, and that just means crepe place, and that's all they do. So it's a really popular part of our cuisine, like these other dishes. Let's give it a try. I made two. I made this one. This is a savory crepe filled with cherry tomatoes and la tome del cheese, which is a goat and cow's milk cheese and has a nice tang to it. And then this is a dessert crepe. It has diced strawberries inside, raw strawberries, with a tiny bit of powdered sugar on top and maple syrup. We're gonna try the crepe that's filled with tomato and cheese first. So let's give that a try. You could put the cheese inside the crepe or you could put it on top. I elected to put it inside because I wanted the cheese and the tomato to be tasted together in my mouth, and I didn't want it melting all over the outside and making the outside messy. So this is how it... It's delicious. The cheese and the tomato and the crepe go really well together. I made these crepes myself. Okay, now let's go to the dessert crepe. And let's see. They're not getting onto my fork very elegantly. Give this a try. The strawberries and the maple syrup go really well together. And the strawberries, because they're raw, they have a little bit of crunch, which is really nice inside the crepe because the crepe is very soft, has a very soft texture, and then you get that crunch from the strawberries. Thumbs up, both of them. They're going on my menu. I do not have the nutrition for the crepes, but I can tell you there's very little salt in there because the recipe calls for very little salt. So in terms of sodium, thumbs up as well. So Tara and Ray, what do you think? Interested in the Quebec foods? Let's have your opinion.
I don't like a lot of salt, but I love pancakes, and I love fruit, and I love meat, and onions and cheese and all of that, so it all looked really good.
I'll take the crepes. Or crepes.
I'll take it all. Why not? Although, with the tortilla, you might as well add cheese to that. I feel like everything needs to come with cheese. You can't have anything without cheese. Even chocolate and cheese, those two go together. Oh, that looked good, though. I liked it.
I don't think the onion soup would be for me because I don't like onions. And I'm not a big meat fan, so not real excited about a pie full of meat. But
I am.
that's just me. And we all know I'm picky.
Just give her lettuce and a piece of cheese. She'll be fine for a week.
Wow, Tara and Ray, that was really interesting. Tacos for breakfast? I mean, I eat a lot of weird stuff for breakfast. I eat soup and salad and leftovers, but I don't think I've ever had a taco. And mashed potatoes and taco? I love mashed potatoes, but I'm not sure I want to put them in a taco, but I'm going to have to try just to see what I think. The kolaches, well, the ones that have the meats and stuff, I think it would be too heavy for me, but I'd definitely be interested in trying the strawberry and cream cheese one. That one I think my body could handle. And quesos, I've never had quesos. So that looks really interesting. And I love cheese and I love guacamole and I love chips. So, you know, I'd say most of what you presented, I would want to try, and I'm going to make it here at home and figure it out. So thanks a lot for that. That was really great fun. And I'm really happy to be introduced to new foods and explore them. I hope you liked this video. If you did, click the like button, click subscribe, and click the bell so you know when I put up new videos. Leave a comment below. What do you think? Would you want to eat some of those Texas foods? Would you Texans want to eat some of the Quebec foods? Let us know. And do check out their channel, the Foodie Two, Tara and Ray. The link is in the video description. They have lots of fun videos.